You're at the front door of the Palace of Grimskalle. The giant, elephant-sized walrus is there. Oh, pleased you made it, guys. You hear off to the side a loud half howl, half roar. A half howl, a half roar. You recognise that you've heard this noise before. It's a Yeti. And then another voice joins. And then another and another. Until it's a cacophony of Yeti roaring. And Akuma says, "Oh, the lady's servants, she summoned them. Before she went away, I can hear the call." What do you do?
Bollocks.
Okay, so there's a giant angry bird and a couple of hundred Yetis chasing us, right?
There's an amount
Anywhere
of
we-
Yetis.
Anywhere we can set the giant angry bird on the pile of Yetis.
Could we polymorph a Yeti into a giant turkey that's just been cooked?
Under D&D rules, no. Under Roadrunner rules, yes.
Aha. Right. I think we have to leg it. I think we have little or no reason other than I can't think of any other way to get there. So we need to leg it. Anyone have any other plan?
We only have to outrun Ben.
I was just going to say, send the blue, let Davey take a fireball to the knee, chuck him out the thing, and we'll run out the back door.
So this is the island that you can see. Can you see the lit up bit all right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's each one of those is, you are here. The cries are coming from the east, and you can slip, skate, and run.
I think the dash action might be preferable.
It's 3,200 feet away, so it's not too far.
Okay, how much do you think we're going to need an awful lot of spells? Right,
Maybe.
okay, I've got a plan. It's mental. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I am going to twin spell upcast haste on the entire group if Aisha can pick up and carry Lantesh.
Yes, you can easily pick up and carry Lantesh.
Which means if we take it doubles your movement speed. Okay, if we run and cast on the whole group, the entire group will move double their movement speed and be able to take the dash action. So we'll move feckin' fast.
I'm up for that.
I'm going to do that. We've got 1 minute and then we're knackered for a round. So make it count and don't stop running. It's a 4th level and 2 sorcery points. Yeah, done it.
You could run quite fast.
Yeah, we're going to run quite fast. I will look at the group and say, unfortunately, the verbal component is this. Meep, meep.
So, assuming you slide down there, you could get to there before it runs out.
Yeah.
So you slip and slide down the giant stairs, jumping onto the snowy and sledding down somewhat to the bottom before leaping out and dashing. And what happens at the end of 10 rounds?
What's the distance?
We're knackered for a round. We're like standing there blowing out of our arse.
What's the distance between where we are and the port area?
It was 3,200 in total.
So another 1,200.
Yeah, from where you are.
I can kind of do it again.
If I turn into a mammoth, can you get on my back? Because you're all knackered.
I'll bloody well try.
Yeah, that's a point. I'll turn into a mammoth. We'll get you back. I have a brilliant plan.
And I'll just ride the rest of the way because I'm not tired. Yous are.
Okay. As you're running down the hill, from those caves that you can see here, you see the Yetis poking themselves out. You thunder past them at a great rate of knots, and they come running at you like a silverback gorilla, sort of knuckles down, but you leave them easily standing in the dust. And they're several hundred meters behind you when you get to this point.
Well, okay, once she's turned into a mammoth and we've climbed up.
Well, hey! I've got a character.
Want to see something even funnier?
And she's 40 feet speed. Yeah, so Tracy leaps out of Aisha's arms. He's all standing panting and turns into a gigantic mammoth and sort of goes trumpets and indicates to climb up on her back as the Yetis close in from behind.
Once I'm up there, can I cast haste on Tracy?
Yeah.
I don't need to twin it or do anything like that, so it's just a 3rd level slot. So I'm going to cast haste on Tracy.
Right, Tracy, so you're now the fastest mammoth there's ever been. With a great trumpet, do you like rear up on your rear legs
Oh
and,
yes.
and wave your trumpet.
Whatever.
And I even make my skill performance to sing the $6 million Mammoth song.
The $6 million. So there's a
I'll
great.
scream meat.
Oh,
me.
that is superb.
Your large legs, Tracy, go boom, 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 as you gallop, dash.
Yeah,
I don't know what the word would be, and you run quite fast, arriving back at the port, leaving the 7 Yetis easily standing.
I could have cast so many fireballs with that magic, just so you know what sacrifice I'm
So
making.
many fireballs. So you arrive back at the port. Sadly,
they
you've
not
left
tired
Akuma
now?
behind.
Oh, wait, hang on. I've got a plan. Tracy, can we backpedal slightly? Because I can haste Akuma as well. I just forgot he was with us. That won't change anything. I just need to burn a spell slot.
Okay, so you're twinning the haste with Akuma
Yeah.
as
But what I
well.
can do is then burn a second slot to, when we do the second haste, to twin it again. So I can haste Akuma and the Mammoth.
Okay, well, let me just lash Akuma in the sheet there. Akuma's only got a speed of 20 feet around, so he can follow behind. He has got a high swim speed, though. So he could actually just go to the
Anywhere
closest
with
body
water.
of water
Yeah.
and then jump in the water and easily swim to you from there. Don't wait for me, he says. I'll catch you up. I'll swim.
Oh no, his sliding ability with haste should make him pretty epic.
He's
to
like,
be honest.
whee,
He's like a
this
rocket.
this elephant-sized walrus is like, whee, as he slides down the hill. And
Is he
full-
spinning round in circles as he does it though? Just
Yeah.
lazily looking around. It's fucking Pingu.
Oh, God. Right, so you arrive. Mammoth Tracy, you arrive. And
Right.
you disembark everybody. Lantesh once more appears exhausted next year as Angerduke raises himself out next to the dock. She lies in Aisha's arms, panting with exhaustion as you clamber down the dock and jump
What, Ian?
on the back of the wheel. He blows the great bubble surrounding the ship, and just as he begins to submerge, Tracy, you catch a flicker of a shadow out of your corner of your eye. The rock dives 140 feet straight down, buries its claws into the back of Angerduke, who screams loudly. Apparently this thing is incredibly fast.
Can I try and polymorph the rock?
You can?
Okay.
Can you shout at the rock from inside the bubble?
You can?
In that case, I probably will.
What do you want to translate? He's dug both claws in, the wood splinters, and there's a loud scream as he digs his claws into the
Turn
back
her
of
into
it
a rat or something.
and pecks at Sanwin, strangely enough.
Cheeky bastard.
Tracy?
Turn him into a rat, and then we'll chuck him overboard.
He hits Sanwin,
No.
Ow.
doing 29 damage. Not a particularly good roll for him. Sanwin is bloodied and is knocked to the deck. Right, what I'll do is I'll roll initiative for everybody to see if you
Okay.
go first or if Andy shoots first. That'll be quicker to roll them all. So first up is Lantesh. So you get your polymorph off first. What do you want to turn him into?
A rat. Please, oh God. Please, please,
No,
please.
it's succeeded.
Ah, no.
It looks incredibly confused, but it succeeded. So,
It's
so
worth a try.
it was. Andy, do you want to take a few shots at this thing?
Yes, since the polymorph hasn't gone off.
It's a crit.
Wow.
Wow, nice. Right, so you shoot it in the drumstick, as it were, at the top of the leg.
Lovely.
The rock screams
What?
a loud cry, and you get another
Well,
shot.
It can have another one then. There we go.
So the two
Yeah.
arrows thud into the rock's leg, which hurts it seriously. It leaves go, and although Angerduke has deep claw marks, he immediately begins to descend under the water in a panic. The rock screeches and heads vertical, doing 120 feet into the air.
Nearly as fast as us.
With a great splash, Angerduke heads under the water, just a trail of blood bleeding from his wounds.
Can we heal him?
I was going to say, can we hail them before them shark men get a sniff of that?
I wondered if you'd remembered the Sahuagin.
Oh, aye. I mean, I haven't got much I can throw in the mix, but
Well, I can't do anything in terms of.
He's hurt, but he has a shitload of hit points. There's good old anger.
about the only thing I've got is cure wounds. If that would help to stop the bleeding.
It's alright, I can get off 5, possibly 6 heals, so.
Oh, good. I could do with some. I'm bleeding to death.
Well,
Again.
I'd better chuck one in Sandwin's general direction then.
Thank you ever so much. This map looks like Ploppy Knob.
It does,
Right.
doesn't it?
Now, hang on. How do I do this? I just drag the thing onto Sandwin, don't I?
You can, yes.
Yes, Rich, why are you giving me rude maps?
Right.
You know I've got to live with her, right?
I'll chuck another one on you.
At least it's pointing that way and not the other way, because then I'd be thinking, oh, God, we've had quite an effect on this map.
Oh, dear God. I kind of take it anywhere.
Right, I'm just wondering how much damage Anger Duke's taken, but so he's took like 36 damage and he's bleeding, but you can use healing spells to stop the bleeding.
Well, I can do one better. Well, I can't heal him, but what I can do is burn my last third slot and haste Anger Duke, so he's now swimming at massive speed.
Anger Duke's movement speed is 60 feet swimming speed.
Call it 180, 200. Oh no, wait a minute.
Yeah,
It becomes 160 around and he takes 2 dash actions, so that triples that.
yeah, well, he's terrified
480.
and he's terrified, so he does indeed go as fast as he possibly can. And
He's moving at 480. This is going to look like an underwater speedboat.
yeah,
That's 33 points I've healed on him.
nice. So you stop the bleeding at least, so as to not attract the Zerrigan, and he shoots off under the waves at a great speed, leaving all of his cohorts of dolphins and narwhals behind.
No, what would be funny is that Sir can actually try to catch him when he's moving this speed. It'll just be like,
He just rams into them.
it'd be like Smoking the Bandit.
So several miles later, everything calms down, and he says, "That thing was terrifying."
It was quite a cross bird.
Yes, it was. Thank you for healing me.
You're very welcome.
We'll lose the rock. Anger says it's going to be about 3 days' travel, so strap in. Do you want to just go back to the bell, or is there anywhere else I can drop you? On the sea, of course. Ha ha ha, that's a bit of a whale joke.
You're having a whale of a time. Nope, the bell's perfect. That's where the dogs are.
Okay, speaking of the dogs, how much food have we got left on the dogs? Let's have a look, shall we? As Bob, we've got 20 pounds of raw meat, and so that's 16, 24. So the dogs are starting to get hungry, as he's just short. Yeah. So you arrive back at Anger Duke's Bell without problems. Over the next couple of days, you have used your magic to heal Anger to pull, and he pulls up and says, "Thank you, I really wouldn't like to go back there, though. That seems quite scary."
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't like to go back there either.
You've had a long rest. The dogs look exceptionally happy to see you, as there was just enough food, and Bob's had to split the remaining food amongst the dogs, but they haven't had a full ration each. It's good to see you, friends. These small mammals are fed as best as I can, but we'd just run out of food on the sled.
Let's hope like mayonnaise.
Oh yeah, meal. Dogs love meal.
Not sure
Can
it's
it make peanut butter?
good for them. I don't know what it can make. I've never had. You almost got one in the last campaign, but you shot it on a catapult in the shot-infested waters.
Sounds about right.
So you rack up. Angus says, "It's been quite an adventure." Eventually, Akuma catches up, and him and Anger Duke seem to strike up quite a friendship. Being awakened animals and all that, it's not easy to find people to talk to. "Well, friends, I guess I wouldn't mind hanging around with this big fella here, if that's okay with you."
That's fine. In fact, when we get a chance, we'll introduce you to another large friend of ours who is in a freshwater lake, which is like a small sea.
A small sea? This is like mind-blowing to them. Like, a small sea? But how do you fit all of the whales in?
I don't think there is any whales in there. He's sort of the big guy, and you're making him look quite small.
But no whales. But then how does it not get overflowing with fish? Because there'll be nothing to eat all of the fish. This sounds
no,
like
quite a lot
absolute
of fish.
madness.
It is a little odd. I have to admit, I didn't design lakes, so I think probably the god of the sea may need a strongly worded letter about their inelegance.
Right. So, arriving back, you feed the dogs. You some rations, presumably. You need 2 rations to feed the doggos.
Right, I can probably supply that. 1 minute. Let me just check state of me rest. Yes, I can do rations. Wait a minute. I want to be on air doing that. So I make consume 2. Yep. There we go. Rations for the doggos.
Basically, if you read the alchemy jug, if you command it to make beer, you don't have to spill it all out at once. You can just keep drinking from it, but it can't make a different substance until the next dawn. So you could make 4 gallons of beer and just drink beer all the time.
I like it.
Or wine, a gallon of wine. Or a gallon of mayonnaise. Just watch an issue walks around drinking mayonnaise. Right, 3 days have passed hence. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Update that. And you arrived back at Angerduke's Bell, including Villienne, who we forgot. We'll assume she had some undead way of getting with you, because I totally forgot about her.
She just appears.
She got a piggyback. She got a piggyback off Sandman or
She's
Dave.
probably
or
holding the tail of the mammoth and skiing.
To be fair,
like
Dave's got 20
skiing.
strength, so you could easily give her a shoulder back. It would just look like Bernie Winters.
Right. We need to go to the Lost Spire, but we probably need supplies. So should we go to Bryn Shander, pick up supplies, and then head up to the Lost Spire quick?
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yep.
You need to head to the Lost Spire.
I believe so.
Particular reason why?
There's a portal around here somewhere, and we know that in the Lost Spire wasn't there the place that the automaton smashed its way up from that we didn't go down?
No, you went into all of the locations in the Lost Spire.
Oh, we need to find a dangerous portal.
A dangerous portal, you do indeed. It's apparently in a lost city. Ian says, well, I don't know where we're supposed to find a mysterious lost city.
Well, if we read that rhyme, the actual rhyme of the Frost Maiden, the second from last one says, behold the everlasting rhyme, see how it covers all. I'm guessing that's the snow. Weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. There's a massive glacier on the east of the map. So I think it's somewhere in there.
That's a very good point. Trapped in time.
Yep. That works for me also.
And obviously the way she was going,
Yithrin. It is a very large glacier, however.
Let's head to Bryn Shander, pick up supplies, then we'll go via Caer Conig. Then again, we are in a race.
Technically, you don't actually need supplies because Aisha can just summon food.
But the dogs need rations.
You could do with some rations for the dogs, and I could do with some more arrows and to replenish my healer's kit.
It's true. So the Bryn Shander or Bremen?
Bremen's fastest, I suppose. We need to think of how to find this. I think we should go to Sky Tower, and will it not be visible from above? I mean,
how long's that glacier been there?
Oh, thousands and thousands of years.
Okay.
Yeah, you've never heard any of your people mention the city seen from overhead, mind Bracy. You're a Sky Tower dude.
Of course, it could be wrong as well.
Andy, do you want to drive? And you can, not quite yet, just when you decide where you want to go.
Yeah, I can do.
As Dave's incapacitated.
Right, yes, not a problem.
Dave's shouting, but I've got dark vision. Not super secret dark vision, you haven't.
Double secret.
Double super secret dark vision.
When we get to that vicinity, can I get me owl to have a fly up and have a look around?
Which facility?
In the vicinity, not facility.
Oh, right, sorry.
The vicinity.
Of course, yeah, you can go and fly around. It's
just to see if there's anything in the clouds hidden.
Certainly.
Thank you very much, Isha. Right, I shall roll with my animal handling.
Your animal handling, yes.
What did we get? 99.
Oh, we're on 0, so. It's clear skies today, Andy.
Lovely. So how far do we go?
So you do your full 16 mile, you do?
Right. Now we'll go straight to Bremen.
Straight to Bremen. In one fell swoop.
Does it look like the ice and the snow everywhere is starting to melt a little bit?
You can actually see the sun weakly poking through the clouds. It is still cold, as it's their equivalent of February. Definitely the temperature's gone up by 20 degrees. As you approach Bremen, the guards on the gate begin to cheer, and as you pull in, the common folk come out of the street, cheer, patting you on the back, shouting your name, giving you hip hip hoorays. It's not quite as cold. It's still winter, but it's not quite as cold, and they can see the sun. You did it. You did it. Well, we assume you did it, but you did it.
I have a plan.
Do you think we better have a chat with the speaker? Just let them know it ain't finished yet.
No, we're going to have to quickly supply and go straight to Brinshanda. We need to go and see a priest about a god. I'm figuring we could ask the Temple of Lathander to try and do some augury-like stuff. You know, I can't remember what the spells are called, but you know the ones where you ask God for clues.
I think that's probably higher level than third, though. Brace is like the highest level cleric in the in Icewind Dale at the moment. Do you want to change your one of your spells for
spiritual weapon
as well?
Already done it.
Right, so Andy restocks.
Am I higher level than Danica Greysteel now?
Yeah, you've been high level than Danica Greysteel for ages. She was just like a little apprentice. She was doing a thesis.
Thinking about this logically, if the city was anywhere in the normal map, someone would have probably spotted it by now, or some adventurer. However, if it was under the glacier, no one would have probably spotted it. So I would think chances are it's going to be somewhere under the glacier.
This is true, except for one problem. The glacier is vast.
True.
But where's that tower that wasn't upside down in the ground?
Well, we know that we've explored that fully. There was nothing we didn't check. So, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, but that region.
Wait a minute. Yeah, it's on the map as the
Lost Spire.
Lost Spire. I've just had a thunk. Villian, you know your orb bloke?
Yeah.
Well, this automaton comes from that city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way to send him back?
Oh no, says Landash. You're not sending Ed away.
No, I meant we'd go with him. Also, it's to save the world.
It's unlikely that they have a Horman beacon because they would generally be activated by their amulets, but if they did, he would go in a straight line, and if the city is under the glacier that you hypothesized, he would just go to the glacier and then start punching a hole in the glacier, which may take several years depending on how deep in the glacier the city is.
But at least we would know roughly the direction that it's in.
We need an entrance to the glacier. There's got to be an entrance.
I could use my horn.
The answer is somebody has to know where it is.
Oh, not that dick again.
Yeah, he knows stuff.
To the prison. Will they let us in to see him, do you think?
I assume so, says Villian. We had the appropriate paperwork before.
Just as well, because I draw the line at the prison break.
Right, it's not Christmas after all.
Yeah, can't do that until Christmas.
Are you buying anything in Bremen then before you head off to the prison?
Yes, the gifts that he requested, plus a few extras.
Some potions of healing.
There isn't an alchemy sailor in Bremen. There's one in Brinshanda, and there's one in East Haven.
Well, there was one in East Haven.
Well, there was one. There's a 30% chance there's still one in East Haven. So you buy him some tobacco, rolling papers, a small tin. Yes?
Bunch of flowers, some grapes.
Bottle of Lucasade, flowers.
I will require one extremely good bottle of wine and a selection of chocolates.
Right, so let's measure the distance. It's going to be at least 2-day journeys to Revel's End. And you're going to have to rest here tonight. Or you could push on for an hour, but you'd only get 3 miles out of town. Sorry, 4 miles out of town.
Well, we might as well stay here where it's warm.
Yeah.
Well, food's on the town, as is lodgings. You're the heroes after all. Everywhere you go, people are cheering, patting you on the back, shaking you vigorously by the hand. You did it. How did you do it? What did you do?
It's a really long story. We'll tell you when it's all over.
Like, everybody's like in Mardi Gras mode, apart from you lot.
Hey, the world's safe. Yeah, the world's definitely safe. Not ending at all.
Yeah, nothing bad's about to happen. Not one bit. Very well, so you spend a pleasant evening being plied with drink and food all of the like emergency stuff that people had stashed away under floorboards and whatever. All of the best food, the best wine they can muster is laid before you as the heroes of Icewind Dale. And indeed, it seems much, much warmer. Is there anything else you want to do?
I can't think of anything.
Grab some of the potions perhaps out of the party sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Where did we say which town had a library?
East Haven had a small library.
Yeah, okay.
Or does it have a library? That's the question. Shall we find out?
Yep.
So there's a 30% chance it's burnt down, 1 to 30. Not the town hall is still intact with the small library attached to it.
I was going to say, we'll hit Revel's End. If there's nothing in Revel's End, if he doesn't know anything, then we'll head to East Haven.
Earl, how far does sending work?
Around the whole world.
Is it worth maybe using sending to speak to somebody in either Sky Tower or Wormdoon to tell them to send some scouts over the glacier?
I
If
haven't
we can do
got
that.
sending.
I thought you did, sorry.
No, I've got message, but that's like
Baby
little
sending.
whisper. Yeah.
Right. Okay, never mind.
Very well, you spend a pleasant evening. There's a snowstorm the next day.
I can't actually cast it either. Villian might have it.
I'll have a check for you and see what she's got. I need to level her up as well, actually, because she's only got 6 level stuff.
I don't have sending because I didn't see the point of taking it with not being able to get messages out. So I picked something that was a bit more useful.
She's casting dark vision on herself and on Bracey every day, so that's using 2 of her 3 level slots up. No, she's got like Leonman's Tiny Hut, and then it's like Vampire Touch, Animate Dead, Raven Fablement, Whole Person.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. Ray of Sickness.
Would it not be worth remembering that one spell and then you change it back, mem sending, just for the one day to use it to speak to somebody in Sky Tower to try and get them out scouting already? Or do you think that's a waste?
I think Richie mentioned you've never heard of anyone seeing like a lost city, and it would be a huge legend amongst your people if they had.
You could still get scouts out looking, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the glaciers, melting faster.
Oh, that's the point.
It's kind of a glacier. They move at a glacial pace. It's
Yeah, but if it's like maybe a magical glacier that that's been made by the Frost Maiden, and now she's stopped concentrating on it, it might be melting quicker, but you never know.
actually it's getting towards March, so it is considerably warmer than it has been. Okay, so if you don't need to do anything else in Bremen, are we heading on to Revel's End?
Yep.
Okay, it's a snowstorm, Andy, so that you get a -1 mile for the day, but you'll still easily reach it in 2 days either way.
Right.
Yeah.
So shall I just sort of right? I'll roll anyway.
Yeah, so you would move 15 miles. So basically, I've rolled, and there's a snowstorm the first day, but it is actually clearing up, so you've got normal snow. So 2 days later,
Right.
you arrive in Revel's End.
Right.
Advanced calendar 2 days.
I like the way he keeps doing that.
Yeah, it's not scary at all.
Yeah,
Never-
no, I've just been getting you used to these mechanics all the way through the adventure.
Never been keen on advancing calendars.
You arrive once more at the amazing prison of Revel's End, and you ride up to the front gate, and the guards stop you by pointing lots of crossbows at you.
Hi.
Halt, state your business.
I'll nod over to Villain and her letter.
Yeah, Fairlian says, we came here earlier on to speak to a prisoner. We've got urgent information. You need to speak to the prisoner again, and we also need to see the warden. So you show him back into the yard once more, and into the guard room. Again, a few minutes later, the warden turns up. Well, she says, I wasn't expecting to see you so soon.
Neither were we, Pet.
You know the Lords Alliance have organised all this, and I'll point at all this stuff.
Yes.
Do you have a way to get help from them if something horrible was to happen here?
Yes, I can send them a message.
Oh, good.
She's quite a powerful mage. They have an airship dock and a ship dock.
Excellent. Okay. Good to know. Just gonna
That seems awfully random. Might I ask why you're back here, asking to see the same prisoner once more?
This is embarrassing, right? So, can you not prejudge us with the whole adventurers breaking the whole world thing? Because I think adventurers get we fixed the temperature.
Yes, I can tell. Actually, it's getting quite balmy outside. To be honest.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
In our defence, we were only trying to help.
Yeah, we were
She
helping.
says, "Well done," and then stops and goes, "Hold on a minute. Why do I get the feeling that there's a butt coming?"
Oh, there's a massive butt coming. But it appears there's a world-ending catastrophe on the way, and your prisoner might know where the source of it is.
She sort of blinks.
Okay, put it this way. What would happen if a whole lot of really angry Netherese sorcerers appeared?
They've been dead for thousands of years. That's ridiculous.
Netherese. Oh, by the way, have you noticed the giant robot that's following us?
I had noticed that, yes. I believe it.
That thing still works.
Oh. She says, I can send a message to the Lord's Alliance, but it would probably take them a couple of weeks to get here.
And we would probably need to know exactly what the danger is before you bother, because it could also be a bad time to pull a load of troops into this area or whatever. So we'd just like to see the prisoner and see if he knows where the thing we need to find is. And if he doesn't, then we might have to have you somewhat send up the balloon.
Yes, well, I can get a message out. That is not a problem. I don't have it memorised now, as I tend to keep a lot of fireballs handy in case we have a prison break.
Right. I'll turn around and go, snapsies. Right, wait patiently to talk to the prisoner.
Right, so a few minutes later, Gant clanks smugly into the waiting room once more, bound in chains. Well, he says. That's a surprise. Less than a 10-day. I honestly thought it would take you at least 2 10-days to come back. Word is that the temperature's rising, so you've obviously met with the Frost Maiden.
Yeah, went very well. She was very accommodating.
I'm proud of you, I must say.
Thank you. You know things, right?
I do know things. I almost ruled Icewind Dale not so long ago.
Well, since you know things, you wouldn't happen to know where the Netherese city of... What's that thing called again?
Yithrin?
Yithrin's hidden, would you?
Well, I don't know where the city is, but I know where the caves leading to the city are.
You see, that's exactly the information we need.
So he says, I don't mind telling you, you'll never get in without the Codicil of White.
Fair enough. I'm sure we can persuade Oral to get us the Codicil of White.
But please, tell me the story from the beginning to the end, and don't leave anything out.
From beginning to end, we travelled with our friendly whale buddy to her island. We got shown around by a thing that kept trying to kill us.
Are you going to tell him the whole story since the beginning of Icewind Dale, or just the oral bit?
I'm just going to tell the oral bit, and I'm also going to leave little things out like us killing Oral, and just say we came to an understanding, and definitely not mention the book.
Okay, I am going to need a deception check from you.
Can I help him?
You can.
May roll it in the thing, or are you just going to prompt it?
I'm just going to prompt you it. I'll give you advantage. You need to beat his passive intelligence score. Ooh, close. So at a few points in this, he goes, he would tap his chin, except he's manacled through one of those bars on the desk.
Can I distract him by drinking wine while I'm talking to him?
You know when it gets... Sorry, go on.
The guards by drinking wine, and everybody else, wine? Where the hell have you got wine from?
You know when he gets to one of those moments where he would tap his chin?
Uh-huh.
I'll just step forward and go, I say you were paid to be a bit tied up, but would you like me to tap it for you?
No, thank you, it's fine.
Well, just offering.
You're ever so kind.
I'm known for being kind, mate.
Well, that's fascinating. As you know, I like to deal in information. It is a wonderful thing. And he says, I can tell you how to get to the caves. We sent some explorers down there, obviously, looking for artifacts, magical items.
Loot,
he says. One can't be the leader of Icewind Dale without a large stash of loot. What about my little gifts to make my staying here just a little better?
We brought them. Would you like a glass of wine while you're talking?
I would love a glass of wine.
I will pour a glass of wine and put it on the table, but obviously, and then I'll help him drink it.
So you pour him a fine wine, and obviously he can't drink it himself.
I'll help him. I'm a gentleman.
So he takes a good snifter of that, and he says, "That's fantastic. We haven't had wine like that nice and Dale in many a year. At least 2 years that I can think of." So, cutting a long story short, he waits until you shower him with an appropriate amount of gifts. And he says, "I'll tell you where it is. It's in the Reged Glacier."
Oh, good. We were right about that. It's just quite a big place, isn't it?
So I hope you like spelunking, because it's where the middle of the frozen river meets the glacier. If you have a map, I can mark it for you.
Yeah.
I do hope you like cave diving or whatever the beastly sport's called.
Well, unfortunately, first we're going to have to go and try and persuade Oral to allow us to have the codicil of white.
Yes.
How will this get us in there?
Well, she sealed the glacier with it, apparently. You'll need to use it to unseal it. There's supposed to be some kind of magical poem in there.
Can't it be too hard, surely?
Apparently not. As you know, magic uses words have power. That's why we have to inscribe them in books. The more powerful the person that inscribes the words, the more powerful the magic. But best of luck. You may have defeated her and getting her to drop the rhyme, but you'll never get the codicil. I sent agents after that book, and none of them returned. You remember back to the gardens full of icy statues, perfect in every way. Never heard from them again. I've no idea what happened to them.
Oh, they're probably still hanging around somewhere. She's quite a collector. I think she's quite misunderstood and lonely, to be honest, but we'll not go into that.
Like I said, I hope you like spelunking, and if you do go, manage to get the codicil and manage to get into the glacier, then you'll be underground for quite some time. Only one of the people I sent out that way claimed they saw something underground, many miles under the ice.
Who was that?
Just one of my agents. He was sadly killed by a bunch of adventurers several years ago. Just when I came to this holiday spot, in fact. Adventurers, what can you do with them?
Exactly. Well, enjoy your break. I'll pour him another glass of wine and help him drink it.
Thank you. It's most civilised. I'll enjoy meeting up with you for a drink after when I get out of here. The god sort of glowers at him.
I'll be counting the days. I'm sure you will too.
It's most excellent. It's nice to meet somebody of refinement.
I'll look at the guard and mouth. He's never getting out, is he?
The guard just almost imperceptibly shakes his head.
Thought not.
Well, chin chin, and off we go. I'm not going to say anything until we're so far away from the cell that there's no chance of being overheard.
Yeah.
Since we're possibly, 15 miles away from the prison?
Well, that's technically a possibility. I'm just wondering if we should try and get some help. Or are we better off just to get a lot of ropes and loads of supplies?
I was just going to say we're probably need to gear up.
Haven't we got a bunch of kobolds who are now miners who owes one?
Well, we need a load of rope. I'll turn around to the governor and say, you wouldn't happen to have some excess healing potions and equipment we could borrow to save the world, would you?
If you can make a persuasion roll, you can, yeah.
Oh, I'll help him. I'll do the big puppy eyes thing.
How good? What does she look like? No, I'm going to think of her as Judi Dench then, if she's a giant M.
She looks like Judi Dench. A hat is bizarrely got an M on the top of it.
I'll go in our office and I'll throw me hat so it lands on the hat rack. You see, we have an advantage, but we need to use the advantage now, which means we're desperately going to need help and supplies for this expedition.
She says, we are a prison, we're not a shop.
I agree. But you do represent the Lord's Alliance, and if this threat was to be released, you're probably the closest place to it. So wouldn't that be a clear and present danger to your facility?
We've probably got lots of rope for the hangman's noose.
And let's face it, if we don't save the world, all your inmates might get out.
Well, if we don't save the world, it won't really matter if they get out, will it? And I'm sure there's a protocol.
All right, I'll see what we've got. We can. I've got some healing potions. We don't have much in the way of climbing gear. We've got ropes. You do have 50 foot of rope on the sled, already.
We need more. We also
I
need
put
a
my
lot of
50-foot
rations.
rope on there because I couldn't carry. It was too heavy for us.
This might be a problem, yes, if you're carrying rope and things like that. I can give you 4 portions of great healing.
Thank you. That's ever so kind.
I can give you rope as much as you can carry. We have a couple of climbing kits, but I would imagine that you have those yourself.
We do. We could use a lot of rations, though.
How many rations?
Well, we have 2 dog teams. Do you mind if I take a moment to pen a missive? In fact, no. I think you should pen a missive. I'll turn around to Villian and Lantesh, because your friends may need to go over from where we are if we fail.
That would be sensible. I can send it out on the next airship to come in.
Fantastic.
Although I can memorise sending and send it if it is urgent.
It is urgent.
I mean, I suppose I can get rid of 1 fireball.
Send reinforcements, world going to end.
World's going to shit. Send all of the high-level guys. Or if you die, can we do a Suicide Squad Dirty Dozen where you all become characters out of Revel's End and you, have
absolutely.
explosive implanted in your neck and you're sent out to save the world?
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. And
I have to kill you all now because that sounds like a much better ending now to the ending I had planned, which is like Suicide Squad.
Wait a minute. So you want us to put these necklaces on, go into a stupid fucking city and save the world, and what do we get out of it? Some time off a sentence? Yeah, we're definitely not going to escape. Yeah, you can trust us.
I really want to do a Suicide Squad now, guys. Oh, it'd be great. You'd all be chaotic evil and forced to work. Yes, I need to stop thinking about this because I really want to do it now. How many rations do you want? Rations we can give you. Fortunately, we're well supplied, as you can imagine.
We will use the same formula that we use for explosives. So we'll work out exactly how many we need, then triple it and double it again because that's enough.
Well, what are you going to do with the dogs, though? Are you just planning on parking the dogs outside of the glacier and leaving them there? Or...
Yeah, we have a guard. We could, we'll get Garrett to come with us as well.
You've made lots of friends, a few enemies, but also lots of friends. There's people that could deliver you there. You could get the Sky Tower guys to drop you off by Griffin if you didn't want to take the dogs.
That's probably a better idea to go by Griffin.
I don't suppose there's an airship actually at Revel's End now, is there?
There is not.
Damn it. We could have commandeered it.
Oh, wait a minute. Couldn't she? Oh, no, she needs to know the person we're sending to, doesn't she? I was going to say...
If we're going to do it that way, is it worth dashing off to Bremen and asking Garrett to look after our dogs? And then if we're getting delivered by Griffins, I'll need to find a music shop and buy the music for Ride of the Valkyries, which I shall play on the bagpipes as we arrive.
Even better, if you can use a sending spell, you could send off the Sky Tower to send some Griffins over.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be thinking of this, and they could meet you somewhere and pick you up.
Meet us at Revel's End. There's a landing spot. Can we have some Griffins come in, land, and refuel, then dust us off quickly?
But what we're going to do with the sleds, though?
Well, we can have another message sent to Garrett for him to come here and pick them up and take them back to Bryn Shander. I'm sure Bryn Shander will look after our dogs and stuff for us. They're kind of in the huge scale of owing us one.
Everybody loves you that you're aware of. All of the common man, the guardsmen, they all love you.
Why don't we get somebody in the town or towns to go set up a little camp outside this, where the caves are? So when we come out, there's rides there already. We get food, proper food, shit like that.
Well, what we should do is we'll get a set of supplies and tents and stuff from here and dump it at the cave entrance, and then when we get out, we can quickly make a base camp and put a flare up to send for a dust off.
There are still beasties about yetis and things like that could come along and just eat your commoners and things. You can still do that if you want. I'm just saying, if you're setting up a base camp full of supplies, there's also a dragon knocking about.
The dragon's quite nice, though.
The dragon is not nice at all. Where did you get the impression that she's nice? She is not nice.
Dragon may well be nice, but they take a lot of cooking.
You can't cook it dry. Don't you be disgusting.
Now pass us one of them candied eyeballs.
Yeah. Delicious. Right.
Valiant
We're gonna-
says, well, I'll come with you.
Please do.
Bring the professor up if you like.
I think we'll have to. Okay then. If we can stay here until the griffins arrive and leave our dogs and stuff here until our friend Garrett arrives and picks them up.
Well, what are you doing with Bob, though?
Bob can
Take
go
him with
and
us.
hang out. Do you want to take
you
him
can
with
either
us?
take him with you, or you can send him to Lonelywood. He can walk there. There's, you can look after yourself.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to take him. I just also think that he's probably not great at climbing.
Aye, that whole undead thing. You've got a point. Well, we could set him off towards the inn. If
I'll just strap him to me back. He can be his buddy shotgun.
Just dread gaze over your shoulder like a turret.
Aye.
So you're getting picked up by griffins.
We
It'll
all
take
in
a
there.
day for the griffins to arrive because they can fly very quickly. And it'll take a couple of days for Garrett to come up.
Well, we don't have to wait for Garrett because we can just leave instructions for him. But
Yes, he'll hire another couple of sled drivers to come up with him because obviously he can't sled up and then sled 2 sleds back. Bob coming with you or heading to Lonelywood, basically, because he'll follow your orders.
Come with us.
Okay.
We could still probably use the firepower.
That could be a problem. The griffins won't carry him though. He can walk. He can start walking there. Again,
Okay.
It'll take him a few days if you want.
Yeah, okay. If he's okay with it.
if he can't find us, tell him to go by the Lonelywood.
Okay.
Could I
Just
not
in case he gets
polymorph
there.
him if he's a willing subject into something just to get him there via Griffin and then...
I don't see why not.
Oh, polymorph him into a pocket watch.
Unless he's immune, I'll check for you and see if he's immune to make him visible in
Because
the
it
combat
might
tracker.
sort of just get him wherever rather
Because he's
than
immune to a
having
whole
to
ton of
walk.
shit. Immune, charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralysed, poisoned. He is not immune to polymorph, so yeah, you can poly him.
And he'd be willing to do it anyways. So,
into a tortoise.
no, he knows that I would turn him back. And then when we get where we're going, I'll dismiss it sort of thing and revert him back. So I shall knock off a spell.
Blimey, a mouse with death gaze.
Yeah, it's just you look at the mouse, the little mouse eyes glow red. Devil mouse.
Aye,
Yeah.
'cause
Devil mouse.
Then you could have sort of evil adversaries, and you could go, before you kill me, look into my little pet mouse's eyes.
Also, you're going to have a problem with Ed as well, because Ed can't ride a griffin.
Oh, dear.
He can follow you on the ground as well, Tracy. He will just follow you
Yeah. just let him
relentlessly
follow.
until he turns up. It might be a few days until he catches you up.
Yeah, why not? Could be a few days till we get down to where we're going.
Large cargo net, 4 griffins.
But you know that Ed will follow you relentlessly. Even
Oh,
if he's
I
got a
love
standing
Ed.
move of 30 feet. So,
I hug Ed. I love Ed.
41 miles to the supposed entrance of the cave.
Would be brilliant if I could give Ed some sentience, wouldn't it?
No.
No, do you remember when you're in the Lost Spire and the Netherese deliberately made it so that the robots and the clones and the constructs couldn't get sentience to stop some kind of evil overrising? They probably had the reason for that.
Yeah, but I don't understand that. I see Ed is a friendly thing, so I don't see the harm in it from a little gnome's point of view.
Right, he can't. He's like cannot be tired, cannot be stopped.
Oh, brilliant.
So 24 miles a day, he can walk in a straight line. So he can reach it in 2 days.
Awesome. Job's a good one, guys.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if you're sure you have absolutely everything you could need,
No, I'm not, but I'm sure
No,
we've
not
got
at all.
everything
But
yet.
we could go and get the sun, because if you pull the pin on the sun, it could probably blow something up.
That's actually a reasonable suggestion.
Now, would the GM put some explosive device just feel safe for later on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can we do a flyby on the Temple of Lathander?
yes, you can.
Could I not just head there whilst they go and pick the sun up? Time they get there cuts down the length of time that Ed's not with it, just in case we need Ed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay, do
do
that. We'll head to the Temple of Lathander, I'll make a quick touchdown and nip in. I'm sure we'll get some attention.
Yeah.
Because no one's seen any.
So Tracy
any
flies off by
skyscrapers.
herself.
Well,
to the
I'll go over.
Reghead
I'll go over
Glacier.
Lantesh, so she's not totally by herself.
Yeah, please, and we'll go down to Bryn Shander.
Does Sky Tower not have a couple of like heavy lift griffins?
like Black
Called
Hawk.
Shin and Nook.
Heavy lift griffins. I love it.
Chin and Nuke.
Sadly, no, but they will definitely run you down to Bryn Shander. It's not a problem, while Andy and Tracy head over to Reghead Glacier.
Hey, it's something to think of for the future.
So you arrive in Bryn Shander, Earl?
Right, land in the car park at the temple and pop in.
All right, again, there's like oohs and ahs as all of these griffins land with a bunch of Goliaths. And then when they realise that you, round of applause, people cheering, women running up to kiss you.
Oh, wait, I can take the adoration in that regard.
Yeah, you just pause just for 5 minutes just to have the adoration.
Yeah, you know, it would be unfair not to, let the people express it. This is my card. Here's my card. This is my card.
Opportunities. Where's my lot?
Oh, you went to play with your robot.
Yeah.
Just set them to vibrate. You'll be fine. Right.
Yeah, Tracy, occasionally, because you know the status of Ed's hit points, it'll drop like 2 or 3 hit points, and then it'll continue to walk towards you after 2 or 3 rounds. You guess that stupid things are attacking him, and he's smashing them into the ground, and then he continues to stride through the snow.
I've just got this mission of like, what was that? Eskimos.
It's just like the Ed 209 noise. Just go tromping through the snow. There's like 12-foot snowdrifts in front of me. Just walk straight through the middle of them. Right, you arrive back in Bryn Shander. Now, the cauldron, did you return it to?
Yeah, the cauldron's back there. I'll pop straight into the temple.
And she is pleased to see you. Praise to Lothander. You've done it. You've saved us all.
Yes and no. A really long story. I need to borrow the sun. Also, if there's anything you can do to help us save the world, like if you're sitting on a secret artifact that stops people exploding or anything like that, now is the time.
If I had anything, I would give you it.
I know you would.
So you retrieve the sun.
Yeah, I'll pick the sun up and say one last stop before we go back. Go to meet the group.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the alchemy shop.
Ah, to see your friend.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. What's the most dangerous stuff you've got?
I do not have a lot in stock. I must be honest.
That'll be a first.
Give me every single dangerous and deadly thing that you've got on tick, and I will give you something that you could only dream of.
Oh my God. What would that be?
Get your cloak out, you've pulled.
How would you like, when we're finished with it, to get the codicil of white?
Fuck that.
Dear me, he says. He will give you a random selection of potions. I'm just trying to find which ones he has.
Yeah, that's fine.
But he doesn't really have explodey stuff.
I'll take anything.
Like a couple of vials of alchemist fire, some random potions like spry to climb, bravery, whatever. I'll have to...
Yep, just chuck it all in the party fund. Thank you very much. When we return, if we're alive, I will instruct Lantesh to give you the codicil of white. I'm sure she will do everything I tell her.
Right, so he grabs a bag of random potions and bundles them up. Everybody's very happy that you have dealt with the Frost Maiden.
Oh,
I never had any doubt, of course. I believed you could do it from the day one.
Oh, yeah, definitely nothing else dangerous going on now. Just the temperature's going to be fine. It'll all be great. Nothing to worry about. Do you have a cellar?
I do. It's where I keep my special mushrooms.
Is it deep?
Is it deep? It's quite deep, yeah.
Got quite a bit of... Well, when the food starts to flow, could you maybe just buy loads of supplies, maybe? And it's good to know that it's here, that's all. See you later anyway, thanks. And I'll be out there as quickly as possible.
Okay. After promising the world, yeah, you've got a bag of potions there, Earl. They're in the party inventory.
Have you got a cellar? Yes. Is it deep? Yes. You might want to move your bed into it.
Yeah. I was trying to hint that they maybe bother ahead without saying it and causing a panic. Right, we'll dust off and head north.
Right, are you heading straight there? Did you want to head anywhere else?
Is there anything you want to do, Bracy? Like pick up 400 priests of Tempest with bad attitude problems?
I would like to bring all of the Goliaths.
Please.
What do you mean we're declaring war on winter? That's how we fix everything. We just declare war on it.
Did you, yeah, so you just want to go straight there, yeah?
Yeah, unless...
I mean, could we bring anyone as reinforcements?
I mean, technically that's what adventurers are. You are the reinforcements. And you've already got a killer robot and a mad mummy.
Yeah, I think we're good.
And Earl's overpowered fireball build.
And Valian.
And Valian.
Yeah.
Right,
Where
so a day or two
where do you
later,
go?
you all meet up at the glacier at the top.
Right. At some point, you're probably going to be asked by a very irate drunken alchemist where his book is. You should probably just tell him that you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'll say to Lantesh, and I'll completely brush off any further questions about it.
What was that?
Nothing, not important.
Right, you arrive at the point marked on the map by Gant. An immense glittering wall of blue ice stands before you. It seems impenetrable, but then you notice a lighter coloured stripe neatly bisects the wall at one point. This must be the frozen waterfall that leads to the frozen river.
From what we heard, the Rime should open this up, or maybe the Horn. Not sure which, or both. I'll thank the Goliaths.
Do you think they say, we'll send out a scout every day to see if you've come out?
If we don't return, can you send someone to Rebel's End and tell them to rally everyone in 10 towns?
It will be done.
The Goliaths may want to be prepared for war.
It will be done.
We'll give them some of that curry that we kept for them.
Aye.
Very well. You stand before the glacier of blue glittering ice.
Yeah, pull out the codicil white, and right, guys, you want us to read it this time?
Okay, go for it. I'll take a step to one side.
I'll
I
go for
look
some.
around and look at the party all backing away and think, this is
Oh,
not
it's funny
gonna
when they're
go
doing
well.
it to me.
This is not going to go well, right? Okay. At least Ed's standing by my side.
Ed
And
slowly takes a real quiet step to the left.
Yeah, Ed rolls up, covered in mud and blood, and bits of random fur and teeth are hanging off him.
I'll
I'll turn around and go, you've been enjoying yourself again,
presentation
haven't you?
first, so he's nice and shiny. I don't know where the hell.
I was going to stand there and go, polar bear, yeti.
I'll start reading from the Codicil of White, the passage. that I
As
read
you
before.
read from the Codicil of White, the ground begins to shake, and the further you get through the poem, large cracks appear in the glacier.
Continue.
As the last words of the poem are spoken, a rumbling sounds from deep within the glacier. The noise reaches a crescendo as the great wall of ice parts, and through the crack you can see an opening that leads inside the glacier. The ground and the air have been shaken, and as you finish the last words, the codicil, not meant to be held by mortal, begins to dissolve into small, sparkly motes of golden light. You hold it in your hands, desperately grabbing at it, trying to stop it, but the magic of a god wielded by a mortal is too strong, and the book slowly disintegrates.
Can I trap some of it in one of me jars?
You can try, but it kind of it's like a sparkler. It sort of like peters out as if there were sparks.
But it's in there. I shall tell Howl it's in there.
Lantesh madly tries to hold it together, but the codicil just disintegrates in your hands, Tracy.
No, not the book.
Have you broke it?
The glacier cracks aside, and over the frozen waterfall ahead, you see a passage leading deeper into the glacier, heading slightly downward.
Right, step forward.
You stand and listen, and all you can hear is the crack of ice.
So it looks like two paths, or is that just one path?
There's one path that leads ahead. The others are large ice formations from floor to ceiling. As you step forward,
All right, okay.
you can see there's one path. How far is Ed staying behind you?
Just right behind us, right next to us. Yeah. Case there's bother. Case there's a bit of bother. I'm expecting some.
Okay, brave folk. It's not silent because you can hear a massive thousands of tons of ice creaking and cracking around you.
I'm going to take this opportunity to cast Spider Climb on myself.
This is your last chance to take stuff out of the party inventory sheet. There are potions in there and a rope.
Yeah, everyone get the stuff out.
If you don't take it now, you ain't got it.
Carry much more. So
Right.
Isha!
Yes.
They need a pack mule. It's dark, so do you want to light a lamp or do you want to rely on dark vision? Because Fillian will keep dark vision on herself and on Isha.
I've got dark vision. Tracy's got dark vision, and so
Andy's got dark vision with a stone.
So we've all got dark vision. So we'll just rely on that for now.
Just remember you're at disadvantage on perception checks.
In that case, I'll light the torch.
But then you can see if you light a torch, the glittering torchlight is scattered all along the icy tunnel.
Well, I'm not hiding. We kind of don't have time to sneak in here. We need to find them and tell them to stop being naughty.
Okay, so you're standing before the entrance to the icy cave.
Can I hear anything apart from I'll listen carefully to, I'll drown out that focus of the eye stripping and see if there's anything else I can hear beside that.
Right, you cannot hear anything else.
Okay, I shall then step forward then and start heading down that tunnel.
Okay.
Right.
Lantesh strides forward, heads down the passageway.
It's very narrow down here.
It's very narrow and there's a slope. You head down the passageway. Ed scrapes the ice as he comes behind it, and you see it opens up into a larger cavern, Tracy.
Ooh.
All I can say is heads off.
Oh, they look like bloody spider webs. Oh!
They look like icy spider webs that have formed shapes into the ice.
Oh, shit.
Are you proclaiming, oh no?
I'll send a message to Sanwin, says, I think there's friggin' giant spiders down here. There's frozen webs down here, so be careful. You might want to tell the rest.
You hear louder now. Much louder.
Oh, that's not good.
Tracy, you're looking into this room because you're ahead and nobody else can get past Ed because his shoulders are scraping along the icy walls. You come to a 30-foot high cavern. In the centre, the remains of a wooden ship hull rest in the centre of the floor.
What?
I'll climb up the wall onto the ceiling so Ed can get through, so the rest can get through.
Ed is following you, so he'll stay behind you.
I'll go on the ceiling, providing there's no fucking spiders on the ceiling.
You don't see any spiders, nor any footprints.
Okay. Well, I'll go up on the ceiling because that's a good point. If I get Ed, so I can walk into there, so it allows Ed to come in and let them get past, so that Corin and Gerin and have a mosey's round.
Okay, go ahead. Where do you want to move to? Just inside, yeah?
Out there, but on the ceiling.
Uh-huh. Right,
And then get Ed to be like underneath.
So, Andy, were you next?
Yep.
Okay, you spot this ship.
Right.
Right, I'll move further over.
Right, so there's the order. Right, you move over to this, you see several exits from the room. The one to the southwest is a slope that heads down quite sharply. There's exits to the northwest, the northeast, and the southwest and the southeast. And you come into the room, you see what looks like the hull of a ship, but it's cut off, and it looks like it's made of wood, but the wood looks as if it's not made of wood, metal that may be grown as wood. It has strange markings on that you can barely read, Earl.
I'll try to make them out.
Can I comprehend languages on it?
Mm-hmm.
As a ritual, though.
Yeah, it'll take 10 minutes.
But it gives Corin time to have a little look around as well.
Can I have a bit of an investigation?
Yeah, the writing is obviously you recognise the strange language of the Netherese.
Oh, what's it say?
The ship does not have a sail. It seems to have some kind of weird broken levers and large things. Andy, you have a search. You find the headless skeletons of 4 dead humanoids and a £200 iron safe with a combination lock with the numbers 1 to 50 written on it.
Sanwen,
Yes.
I found a lockbox.
It's the lottery machine.
As Fillian comes in, she holds up Scant and says, Scant, why is there a ship in this room? And Scant goes, a Netherese sky coach. I've always wanted to ride one of those. It's pity it's no longer in one piece. it just flies the skies like a ship sails the seas.
I point out the safe to Sandwin.
Giant iron safe.
With a combination lock. And 4 headless skeletons wearing black and gold. It looks like it may have been silk a long time ago, but it's fairly corroded and decayed.
They're not standing very close and dangerously close to this safe, are they, as if something beheaded them?
No.
All right, okay. Just
Okay,
before I start
brilliant.
messing around with it.
Have a closer
Yeah,
look at
that
these
crossed my mind there
dead
as well.
people. See what she says about the skeletons.
Oh, yeah, she's good with dead people.
Yeah. They've obviously been dead a very long time. Human. I can't animate them because they're not intact. They don't have skulls. Is there anything specific you want to know about them?
How did they die? Sorry.
Where they're from?
Presumably the Netherese.
How tall were they?
Scant. Are these Netherese? The little 2 pinpoints of light you've come to associate with Scant's eyes appear on the globe. And it says, judging by the robes, they're wearing Netherese robes. We have several recovered artifacts that seem to be of a similar design.
Well, the question is, this lockbox, is it something Scant has heard of? This safe?
Doesn't seem to be anything specifically Netherese.
Right, let's have a look at this safe then.
I'll say if I can help Sandwin.
I will investigate the safe thoroughly.
Hang on, I will guide you.
And I'll help without getting too close.
Okay, you look carefully over the surface of the safe, not touching it. You don't seem to see any traps. However, there's no external entrances or handles or anything other than the actual door with the combination lock in.
I want to search these bodies to see if any of them have a combination in a small book in their pocket, because they might.
You search the bodies, they do not. They are... I don't know if skeletons crumble in extreme cold over very long periods of time.
I don't either.
They do an appropriate amount of thing for skeletons left in a glacier for a long time.
If it's a combination lock, I will not just try brute forcing through every combination that there is.
That's called using thieves' tools.
Yeah, I will use these tools.
Or knock.
I don't have knock, but if someone was to help and maybe someone were also to guide me, I will try to go around the combination.
I'll help you.
There you go.
Wait a
Hands
minute,
up.
I might
If only
have
I
knock
knew-
memorised sec.
Pardon, Don?
I'm just checking to see if I've got knock memorised. No, I don't.
Wanted in the tower.
No, you'll know whether you succeed or not. God damn, Earl.
I haven't done this for ages, boys. It's been a while.
So you pull out your little ear trumpet, place it to the lock, and then it pops open. Wow,
I'll stand
25.
along.
That's not even funny, that.
I'll be like, yeah, I haven't done this for quite a while, so I'm a bit rusty.
Inside, you find a bag made of brightly coloured pieces of cloth sewn together with a fine thread and with a leather strap.
What is inside the bag?
Right, you put your hand inside the bag.
No, I look inside the bag. I'm
You
putting my
open.
hand
You look
in.
inside the bag, and all you see inside is blackness. Not the blackness of a bag with no light in it, but dark, inky blackness.
Oh,
Could it be like a bag of holding or something?
I suspect it is a thing. I will see what's inside the bag.
You're putting
Painfully.
your hand in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, aren't I? Really?
You put your hand in, and it goes in to the blackness, and you brace Winston for pain, and then you see Earl's hand go all the way up to the elbow, and then all the way up, and his hand should have come out of the bottom of the bag, but it doesn't. And Earl, you swirl your hand around in space, and then you feel something bump against it.
Oh, I'll drag it out.
That's clever.
You pull out a gem, an
Ooh,
amethyst,
I like-
in fact.
Anything else in there?
You spend a few minutes raking about inside, yes?
Yeah.
Finally, you find a total of 4 amethysts and a small ring with a ram's head on it. But I can give you...
Oh no, whatever will that ring be? Sorry, Rich.
It is magical. You can tell by touching it. You will need to attune to it.
I is not attuning to that ring.
If you give us a couple of minutes, I'll ID them for you.
Well, the ring looks like it's made of chardlin.
Well, I'll...
Yes, but this is not the chardlin that you've seen scattered about.
Oh,
This is...
Right.
It looks similar, but the colouring is different.
Ooh.
does it feel shitty still or not?
It doesn't fail to give off that oily, evil feeling.
I'll identify the bag and the ring.
What a wonderful description. An oily, evil feeling.
Since it could be key to
Here we
whatever
go.
we're
I'm going to click
doing ahead.
ID.
Oily, even feeling. Bit like white when we're
I'll
whistler.
start dancing around with me chalk.
She just enjoys the dancing.
There should
I
be
do.
ID'd for you in the inventory.
A bag of holding and a Shardlin Ring of the Ram. Who wants the Ring of the Ram? It gives you ranged attack or something. I've never read it.
It lets you, it has 3 charges. You can spend it with 3 charges. And you can punch walls and doors and stuff, and a giant battering ram comes out of it.
Oh, that'd be good for Bracy, I think.
Yeah, that'll
Or
be
Ben.
Or Ben, yeah, because he doesn't have a ranged thing, does he? Well, Bracy, you hold on to it, and when Davy's here, if you don't want it, let's see if Davy wants it.
Can do. I'm already fully attuned, so.
Tracy, you've got improved invisibility, don't you? You know invisibility.
Spell-wise, I haven't got it memorised at the moment.
Yeah, but you know how to go invisible. In that case, take the bag of holding, because at times it might be handy for you to smuggle things using that.
Well, that would be greatly helpful, actually, because, like, I can't carry much, so it could come in handy.
Well, you can now. You can carry, like, all sorts of useless shit.
Is everybody else okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, grab it, Tracy.
I might have you carry some of my kit if I get a bit overloaded.
That's not a problem,
Okay,
yeah.
so it'll hold 64 cubic feet and 500 pounds.
64 cubic fucking feet?
Yeah.
Is it like a room?
You can pull the top of the bag open for 2 feet in diameter
Uh-huh.
and 4 feet deep. Anything you can fit in that, the bag will hold a volume of 64 cubic feet, but the maximum weight of 500 pounds.
All right, okay.
We've
Right,
got places for Corin to hide.
Yeah, could hide Corin in it. And
You can.
open-
For 10 minutes.
Yeah, because of the oxygen, yeah.
I think you may find it might not fit around in my middle. Ahem.
That solves a big problem because being little, I was kind of stuck with how much I could carry. That's why
I know the feeling.
Otherwise known as Richie's spare room. You open the bag of holding and it's full of crap.
If I get round to having that modern Canaan's mansion, that is going to end up just full of shite.
Oh, yeah. Right, so
Yeah.
there's 4 amethysts. So we're taking those.
Oh, I'm in the bag of holding. Ha! There's the answer to everything from now on.
Yeah. Tracy, do you want to grab them
Yeah.
amethysts?
Yeah. The codicil white will have to come off, won't it?
Yeah, I'll delete that. That is gone.
Yeah, champion.
You used that to
Oh,
open the
well.
glacier.
Bye. I did like you whilst I had you for a small time.
I've still got some of it in a jar.
Talking about stuff in a jar, right?
Mhm.
Is Netherese bone dust any useful for magic stuff?
I
Because
don't know, says Corin, sweeping some into a jar.
It might be handy. I don't know what it could be used for. I look at Velia and she might have a use for it.
Okay, so you have, while Tracy does this, you have passages to the north. So you've got northwest, southwest, northeast, and then a long slope that leads down.
Let's check northeast.
Okay, so Tracy's got 10 minutes. Are you waiting until she's done that, or are you going to check now while she's doing the...
I'll poke my head to the
Yeah, you can
northeast.
check away.
I'll just go to there.
Right, as you stand atop that, Corin, it looks like it's very slippery.
Well, I've got me crampons on, so I'm all right.
And you look down, and it looks like there's a large cavern opening up before you. If I open that up, you should be able to see down with a collapsed pillar. Earl, you're moving to the northeast. You see a narrow tunnel. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll move slowly through the narrow tunnel and carefully.
Sadly, as you stick your head round the corner, a glittering glow.
How does Sanwan cop it this week?
Simon walks around. You seem to have found the missing skull. As a skull with glowing red eyes and green fire for hair lays eyes upon you.
I'll go, all right.
Let's have some initiatives. It's levitating in the air. Its eye immediately starts to glow as it begins to cast a spell.
Right, I'm ready when you are.
First up was Lantesh, but she sadly is busy. Next up we have Corin. You haven't seen anything yet? Earl, are you crying out or are you keeping quiet?
Yeah, I'm going to go, bad thing, incoming.
So you shout that. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I will run over. Oh, God. Right, I shall target the nearest one.
Yep.
And bonus action, I shall put Tosser's mark on it. And then I shall try putting an arrow into it.
It's a hit because you rerolled your 1. Goddamn
Aye.
halflings.
Aren't we just lovely? Right. Well, I might as well put another arrow into it then.
Yeah. You'll get your damage bonus as well. You hit, seems quite easily. A jubilant, shady grin.
Yeah. Right. That's me done.
Okay, next up is that one, Earl. It opens its mouth, and out of its mouth shoots a ball of fire.
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
cheeky.
Yeah, but I'm stood right behind
I
you.
don't think this is gonna... Oh, it is! A fireball explodes in the centre of the room next to you.
Well, damn. That's not how that's supposed to go.
You'll
Bastard
have
nether
to-
raise. This is
Excuse
gonna
me.
fucking hurt.
Yeah, you see 2 of the skulls, which you assume are from the missing people. It's cadaverous flame skull. Right, here we go. Easy safe, guys. I believe in you. Right, bam! It explodes all around you, damaging you terribly.
Bob!
Ouch.
Bob is sadly vulnerable to fire. As his clothes catch fire, and he screams. Horrible to hear a mummy scream.
Can we put him out?
That is the end of his turn. Salmon, it is your turn.
I'm an idiot.
You are an idiot. You're an idiot, why,
Okay.
Earl? I mean, we know you're an idiot, but
I could have counterspelled that.
yeah. Don't worry, there's another
You
one.
idiot.
Yeah, I know. I'm keeping me powder dry. Right, I will hit it with a level 3 scorching ray. I can only see one of these things, right?
That's right. The one that's just
Okay.
fireballed.
I'm going to torch it.
Okay. Right, you hit. You do no appreciable damage to it. If you scroll
What?
up and have a look.
Oh,
Oh, crap.
that's not good.
No,
I'll move.
thanks. I thought.
Right, moving through Andy is difficult terrain.
Yeah,
You
that's
kind of step
Oh,
over him.
I'll move 20 rather than 30.
Is that your turn?
Yep. My fire doesn't hurt it. Kill them quickly, or we're going to get fireballed to death.
Ben goes berserk, I guess.
Yeah, when
Uh,
knowing
he,
Bernie will charge right in there.
he will. Chooses to rage. Rawr. He runs in to attack and finds there's another one round the corner.
Shite.
Shite indeed. And he swings with his battle axe, a magic battle axe. That sounds like something he would use. With a 28, I'm guessing that hits. Yeah, so that hits. He gets a second attack, which hits. And he's going to action surge, I would think, because it still hasn't died. And it's immune to Earl's thing, and he's going to swing once more. And he kills one. That's how you do it. Sanwin, coming from the other side, the other room, you say another flame skull.
Right. After the first ones went off.
It casts another fireball. You can cast a counter spell.
Yep.
It
Counter spell
uses
it.
your reaction. Right. So the fireball comes out and then fizzles as the fireball.
Thank fuck for that.
And that is its turn.
Ed, kill it, please.
Aisha, next.
I am going to.
Oh,
target
Bob's
them.
dead. Bob got fried by the
dead.
fireball.
Yeah.
Because he's
Yeah.
vulnerable to fire. Oh, well. He smiles and he does the Terminator thing. As he's consumed by flame, he holds his hand up with his thumb up as he heads off to the afterlife. And the last thing you see is he burns down and his hand holding the thumb up.
Oh, I'm angry now. I cast Guiding
Shit.
Bolt at it, but I'll cast it to level 2.
Let me just delete Bob as he has instantly died. Okay. You guiding bolt that sucker. It's a hit.
Right, come on.
You blast it with divine magic.
And I will cast a heal on
So many choices.
Lantesh.
Oh, I love him a bit.
Not Bob though. Poor Bob. All he did was he stayed with the dogs for months and then died instantly.
Ugh.
We're gonna get valiant. Get wearing your undead barkeep.
They killed a barman.
Is that your turn, Rosie?
Certainly is.
Right, Villian, what can she do? She can do stuff.
Can she command undead? That's the thing.
She
That would be good.
can't.
Oh, I should have tried to turn them dead,
She's
shouldn't
going
I?
to step forward, and she's going to use vampiric touch on it because that heals her apparently. Skulls are my speciality. She goes like, okay, let's. She hits. It partially resists it, and she goes, oh, that's unusual. And that heals her, so she gains 3 back. So it's not quite as efficient as she thought it would be. Damn it, I need to get me some of these. It's Ed's turn, Trissy.
Go and punch the living daylights out of.
16 is a hit. As it strides forward with its good arm, smashes the skull. Part of its eye socket caves in. New round. Lantesh, you're up first.
Right. It didn't look like fire hurt it.
I think Earl's screaming blue murder, saying it's not hurting it. Wasn't that right, Earl?
Yeah, fire didn't hurt it.
Magic missile then, see if it's immune to force magic.
A reasonable assumption.
I'll upcast magic missile to level 2.
Okay, so you get an extra dice.
Yeah.
Right, that flame skull explodes anyway.
Oh, good. Thank God for that.
Are you doing anything else,
I'm just
Lantesh?
no, I'm just staying where I is.
Okay, well, another one comes around the corner. Cast
Counterspell.
fireball. Earl
counterspell
counterspells that one. The skull looks perturbed as its spell does not go off. That ends its turn. Corin, it is your turn once more.
Right, I will use my bonus action to move Tosser's mark onto that one, up the top there.
Have it.
Yeah, have a bit of that, son.
And your second shot
And my second shot.
is another hit. Nice. Your arrows
you
do
go.
not seem to be particularly effective against it.
Yeah, just 5 feet of movement. That can still see it, I think. In the main
All right, next up we have Flame Skull. I need to see where he can see, because guess what he does? All right, he can see that room as well.
Push!
Using my counter spell
You.
as a reaction.
It's a new round, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
So you're counter spelling
Yeah.
as well. So that one dies. And it
Well,
looks
living on
confused.
counter spell. So, dear God.
Salmon, it's your turn.
So we've got 2 still.
Where is it?
I will hit it with chromatic orb.
You hit with the crowning
We'll
goal.
see how it does against acid.
Oh, that's a nice hit as well. You burn
I go,
the skull.
acid.
Acid, quite a lot of it burns away.
I'm going to burn 3 sorcery points to get a 3rd level slot back, just in case I need to counter spell more.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll burn a 2nd and a 1st to get a 3rd, to get the 3 sorcery points back.
Okay.
There you go.
Is that your turn now?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, Dave will go psycho on the other skull's ass. He's good at that. Taking 2 swings, 1 hit, slashing. He downs it in 1 blow, killing it.
Good lad,
Good
Dave.
lad.
And then he comes 1.
Oops.
So he gets to there. He charges the other one. Isha, your turn.
Right. Will I be able to squeeze past Lantesh and Valiant to get to melee range with it?
No.
I'm on the ceiling, remember?
She's on the ceiling, but Velian and Ed are right in front of you.
Okay, then. In that case, I will turn undead.
But all that will make it do is run away for a minute.
Exactly. But everyone else can, at least won't be able to cast another bloody fireball at us. I might be able to destroy it completely, but okay.
It goes, fuck you, cleric.
Joe.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Okay, I will throw a hail on Corin.
Much appreciated, young chap.
Ah, bugger.
Well, it says I'm not wounded, but thanks for the thought. Right, it's all right. I can just drag that onto Andy. There you go. Is that your turn, or are you moving?
I will stay there.
Velian says, well, the necrotic isn't working.
They don't like acid.
I haven't got
Like-
anything
Don't
acidy.
like force magic.
I've got magic missile.
She could use a wit. That's quite acidic.
So she opens up with a wand of magic missiles and actually damages the beast. And it's Ed's turn, Tracy.
Have another twat at it.
Yeah, Ed batters it, crushing the skull in even more. The jaw hangs off at one side. And Lantesh. New round, Lantesh again.
Woohoo! Right, another magic missile then, because that seemed to work the last time.
It did. Room 1, half of your spell slots expired.
And
We're playing Big Boys D&D now.
And I'll just leave it at level 1 because
That's fine.
it's right 3 dice, isn't it?
Yeah, but an extra 2 damage.
Yep.
Seems to be heavily injured, but it's still going. And it is Flame Skull time. So it shoots a beam of fire out of each eye. It targets one on Villian and one on Antesh, which misses. Colin, it's your turn.
Right, I shall move down to there.
Okay.
I'll move the hunter's mark onto that one. We'll try.
Yeah, it's a hit. Right. 2 quick arrows. The skull stops glowing and collapses to the floor, dead.
Can I recover some of my arrows that I have shot?
Yes, you can recover half of them.
Right, okay.
So basically, any time you do a fight, you can recover half your arrows.
Right, not a bother. Ta.
It all ends.
Well, that was unpleasant.
No shit.
Villian Hartwell says these are flame skulls, because she's an undead specialist. And they'll regenerate in an hour, unless we deal with the bodies or move on.
How do you deal with the bodies?
She says, let's see if I can remember.
Thank God. While I rush across here.
She says you need to either dispel magic on them individually or sprinkle holy water upon the pieces.
Holy water we can do.
I'll sweep some Bob into a jar.
We better give him we better take that bit back to his mausoleum when we're done.
Or at the very least, we can stick him in a jar behind the bar.
Yeah. Bar jar. Swear jar.
Ben has a flask of holy water.
Hey!
So Ben will use his flask of holy water up by sprinkling it on all 4 of those.
Excellent.
Well done,
I
Ben.
knew someone had it.
He's a good lad, that Ben.
He's a good Ben, that lad.
So after sprinkling the holy water on the flame skulls, what do you plan on doing now?
That passageway and cliff thing to the south, watch yourselves. It's awful slippy. I nearly went arse over tit straight down there. But there seems to be a big cavern just beyond it.
Up the northeast there's a passageway. I figure we'll best clear our back because I don't like the idea of anything being behind us. Because if this sort of thing's hanging around, we don't want to bump into one of these when we're trying to escape.
Quite agree with you.
The slope downwards is probably the way to go last, since it's going to be a pain in the ass to get up. But
Yep.
should we head northeast again?
Might as well.
You examine that cave. It's featureless, and it was apparently just a resting place for the skulls. And the southwest cave, again, seems to be the same. A short dead-end cave.
What about the other one, not the big slopey one?
The big slopey one.
Anywhere but the big slopey one.
Anywhere
Okay.
but the big slopey one. Right, so you head down that passage. Who's going first then? What marching order have we got? Have we got an actual marching order that we want to take this in, and I'll put your marching order correct?
Well, I would like not to go first.
Well, all right, I'll go first.
Or
I'll go
Ben could
second.
go first, whichever.
Yeah, I think Ben should go first.
Aye, Ben first, May second.
Me
Okay.
third.
Then I can shout over his shoulder.
And I can shoot over yours.
Yeah.
And I'm on the ceiling, so I can just...
Okay, so your marching order.
Well, I'll hang
is
behind
Ben,
Ace,
Colin.
yeah.
Where is Aisha going?
Third.
Third.
So that is your marching order in the formation. So we remember, okay? So Ben strides forward. His rage is one off. And he says the passageway is a winding path.
Uh-huh. Where's he gone? I moved them up and he's gone.
He's disappeared around the corner.
What? Down that southern passage.
Yes.
Southwest.
All
He
right.
says that this
Ah.
one heads south as it heads onward.
Well, if you want to explore it, Ben, I'll come with you.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, so he heads down into that. Are you all sticking close behind him?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you'll have to go after Ed, who regens to full. He looks down into a cavern. Frost-covered blocks of stone jut from the stone floor of this 10-foot high cave of ice. Perched atop the largest stone is an emaciated kobold with glowing red eyes. It bears elongated fangs as it hisses you and then scampers away. It looks like this, and it goes and then runs for the other exit.
Can we get a shot at it before it goes?
In Draconic, I'll shout, "Stop! Stop!"
It looks over its shoulder and goes. Do you wish to
I'll
shoot
turn
her,
around
Andy?
No, wait. I can
You
talk to
haven't,
it,
you
I can
haven't
talk to
seen
it.
it yet, Earl, because you're quite far back.
All right, sorry.
Is
sorry,
Ben
my
and
apologies.
Andy running into the room, or are you?
Well, if Earl cannot say it,
Nobody can see but you and Ben at the moment, Andy.
right. Well, if it's going to run away and raise the alarm, and there might be more of them, and unfortunately I don't speak Draconic.
Right, it leaps off the wall here, sticks to the icy wall, and then, like a gecko, crawls up the wall and looks down at you, its head rotating to 180 degrees, and goes.
I'll hiss up the corridor for Sanwin.
And it scuttles along the roof and
Right.
scuttles around the corner, and it's about to disappear around the corner. Do you want to fire or do you want to let it go?
Bollocks to it. Yes, I'll put an arrow in it. This is probably a bad idea.
You shoot the unidentified creature. Takes damage as the arrow cuts it. It doesn't bleed.
Right. Well, I'll shoot it again then.
Right. 2 arrows thunk into it. They don't kill it, which is strange because kobolds are normally so weak. And it disappears off round the corner on the ceiling.
Come back with my arrows, you little bastard. I'd better move and make space for other folks.
You move into the room. Ben looks at you. Do you want him to pursue, to roar and charge off? You come into this room. More spider webs, 2 tunnels leading out. You vaguely hear the skittering noise coming from.
I'll very quickly tell Sanwin what we've seen.
This noise echoes round the cavern.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
God, that sounds disturbing.
That sounds
What
like
the hell?
Laughing.
Yes.
Sounds
Giggling
vaguely like Tracy.
noise echoes round the cavern.
That's not a good sound. Which way did it go?
A point.
He points to the southeastern tunnel.
And it's on the ceiling.
And there's
Oh,
a
it
small
sounds there.
southwestern tunnel, but as you run around the corner, it's just a cut on dead end.
And did he describe it enough for me to think it might be a kobold?
Yeah, he described it as it looked like a kobold. You've seen kobolds now before, but it's very emaciated and it has long, pointy teeth.
Oh, right. We should go this way. I would rather not go first, but I will happily go second with someone beefier in front, not so I don't get eaten by whatever it is. I'll try to persuade not to eat us.
Well, why don't we do Ben first, me second, you third?
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Right.
So
Shall
Ben,
take up-
Ben first.
Yeah.
Ben runs into the room.
Me second.
Sam went. Aisha?
Yeah.
Lantesh, what are you doing?
I'll
Follow
just be on the ceiling behind that lot.
Okay. Heads behind you. So you run into this large cavern, and it looks like this was on the other side of that slope because you can see the slope at the north end of the room. Sparkling icicles as long as longswords cling to the 40-foot high roof of this cavern, the floor of which is strewn with frost-covered blocks of stone and a toppled pillar. Embedded in the east wall is a glittering stone tower that appears to have crashed through the ceiling long ago. The exposed wall is cracked and has a few small holes in it, but is otherwise intact.
Any sign of tracks or anything left by this kobold?
Not at all.
This is not a netherese kobold, is it, Sanwin?
I don't know. Dr. Octopus, is it a netherese kobold? Is there such a thing?
I have no records of netherese kobolds.
Shot out of blading outside it.
Right, crack on. Let's go. See if we can find out where it's gone.
So you
Might be-
step into the room.
It must have gone somewhere.
Like I said, it's 40 feet high. Tracy, are you climbing up
Yep, I'll climb up.
to the ceiling 40 feet in the air?
Yep.
Awesome.
I will say loudly, but not shouting, hello in Draconic.
It echoes through the tunnels, and all you hear is the creepy crack of ice.
Said it looked emaciated.
But what got me was, it was emaciated, so
Have
presumably
a
it's
perception
starving.
check for you.
So why did it just run away? I wondered, because everything else we've met that's been emaciated is attacked.
Sadly, nobody can see any evidence as you glance nervously around the room. You don't see any evidence of this creature. There's the tower in front of you. Like I said, there's icicles all over the ceiling, and then there's a passageway to the south.
I think we should check the tower.
Well, yes, I agree. We might as well since we're here. I do wonder, though, if it's gone further into this complex of caves.
Possibly. I'm sure it'll show up in a most inappropriate moment for us.
Aye,
all
with all its bloody mates. Aye, exactly.
So you walk forward to the tower.
Yep.
Scant pops into life. This tower appears to be of netherese construction. Were it not for the cracks and holes, the stone would have been smooth as glass, shaped by wizardly magic.
Intriguing. Right, let's crack on. Let's go.
Wait a minute, is there any entrance into the tower?
There is. There's a window ahead of you. It's there. I'm not sure if they've got the wall set properly.
Which
you can
I
climb up and
covering.
climb through the window.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look in the window first before I actually climb in it.
Tracy walks along and looks down. Inside, little remains of the tower beside its outer shell. The interior walls are decorated with shifting geometric patterns. A human skeleton in a white robe lies on the uneven floor.
Ooh.
Where's his head?
Oh,
Is his head
Tracy,
there?
Tracy, I'm sorry. I need you to make a roll for us.
Oh, scared now.
DC 17 Arcana roll. No, the shifting geometric patterns look strange, but you are uncertain as to their use. The window is small, but it looks like the tower is quite crumbly, and you will be able to easily open
Right, okay.
enough. You would have to pull some bricks out, making quite some noise, though.
I'll watch that skeleton though as I'm doing it, because if it fucking moves, I'm away.
Are you going into the tower?
I'm going to go and have a look. Does anybody else want to come out and have a look?
Yeah, I'll go.
Right.
I'll keep an eye on that passageway to the south, just in case that's where the kobold went and it's coming back.
Okay. So, Tracy, as you step in, you go in, and the geometric patterns actually move. You know, like those lamps you get where you put a bulb in, and it as it spins around, it puts patterns on the floor.
All right.
It's definitely doing something arcane now that you've stepped in the room, but
God.
nothing else has happened. Simon, you go over to the roof, and you'd have to smash some bricks out further.
Yeah, I'll do that. Or I could drink the potion of diminution, but I'd best keep that for really dangerous times. So
Okay, so you
I'll try and move a few bricks and squeeze through. Can I see these symbols and things?
yeah, the geometric patterns that shift and dance around the floor. So I need a roll from you as well, I'm afraid.
How was that?
Oh, critical, bitches. Right. You realise that you'd read somewhere that this is a netherese meditation tower.
Oh, I'll turn round to Aurak.
Mm-hmm.
Say, what's a netherese meditation tower?
Netherese spellcasters would come here to towers like this one to regain their spent magic more quickly. Despite the extensive damage, I would venture to guess that the tower still works.
Ooh.
That could
So
help us.
does that mean we could get our magic back fast?
The data I have is limited. However, it appears that anyone that rests for around an hour in the tower regains one spell slot of 3rd level or lower at the end of the rest. But apparently will only work for once per day.
But for everybody that's in there at the same time?
Yes, that would be correct.
Ooh,
Based on the data I have in my databanks.
I think that would be handy for all the casters.
Could be.
Good place to hide out up here, though. If we're going to take a short rest, place
Oh, yeah, if we're going to rest, this is the place we're going to rest in.
shout down to them. Well, you know.
Well, we need to... Can you give us a hand widening this entrance?
Yeah.
Ben or Aisha can easily tear away the damaged
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
rocks.
And I'll just get Ed just to wait there whilst...
Stand guard
Mhm.
at the window. We can just stand at the window so no one can get in.
Yeah.
So who wants to move in and do what? Where do you want Dave? Andy's watching the southern cave. Again, there seems to be some small gaps at the back that you can see.
I'll go and have a look.
Looking through, you see a rubble-strewn cave. It's empty, but there seems to be several tunnels leading off that. So you've also got a tunnel to the south, and then you've got tunnels on the other side of this collapsed tower.
Right, I'll spend a little time searching the tower while people are widening the opening.
I'm going to take up position behind this fallen column so I've got some cover if anything comes out that southern corridor tunnel thing.
Very well.
Kind of spite.
You take cover. You set up a sniper's point.
That's the ones.
Who goes inside? Ben, Velian will come in. Free magic. Are you actually taking a rest?
Explain to everyone, if we take an hour's rest in here, we'll get quite a lot of our magic back.
And hit points as well if we take it. Spend it.
So do we want to move in here and take a rest? Because now is probably as good a time as any.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't say why not when you put it like that.
Right, let's get everyone in and have a short rest.
Is it worth searching that body?
Yeah, I'm going to have a search of it.
The skeletons appears to be
body.
the remains of a priest, which you can confirm by consulting scan. It was a silver holy symbol shaped like a 4-pointed star.
Mm.
What holy symbol is that?
Yeah.
I think I've got religion as a skill.
We'll give you a religion check.
Was it the same god as that symbol for the god before Mistra by any chance? The one that gave us the potion of
Isha can
illusion.
confirm that. Yes, this is the holy symbol of Mistral. The current god of magic is Mistra, but apparently Mistral died and became Mistra somehow.
Do you want me to take it? Or
Yeah,
do you want to take it?
Or is the standard response to everything, it goes in the bag of holding?
No,
Yeah.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm quite in with this whole god lark these days. You do Lathander, I'll do a dead god because
It
why
looks quite valuable, GP wise, as it's made of silver and it's very rare and well made.
I think it's more for study, I would think. I wouldn't part with it, to be honest, if I were you.
No, we'll see. It's rare.
So,
it could
are
be
you
rare.
planning on taking a long rest in here? A short rest?
Short
sorry.
rest? Yeah.
Short rest.
A short rest. Obviously, Tracy, you will get it once the rest is complete. Where is Ed standing there covering?
Yeah.
Andy, are you going inside or staying out?
Yep. I'll go inside so I can poke my head out the window if I have to and shout at things if necessary.
Well, you can't do that if you're resting, sadly.
No,
You're
but what I
resting.
mean is, what I mean is, I can sort of sit on the floor and have a rest. But if the shit hits the fan, then I can poke my head out of that hole and shout arrows at things.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you sit down and break out the cups of tea and what have you.
I'm having currant bun, please, Hartley.
And the smoked mammoth sausage.
And so what happens is you begin to rest. 10 minutes or so later, Tracy, you notice a fine mist filtering through the back of the wall. Nobody else has noticed it. You just open your mouth to scream, and then you turn around as the mist coalesces into a gigantic creature.
Oh,
You were fucking go.
we're fucked.
He
Guys!
is behind you. You are not surprised. I'm rolling initiative for everybody, but Tracy is not surprised. Well, who goes first? Lantesh, you get to go first as this insane creature that makes that laughing noise.
It's an hyena.
What does it do?
It's got glowing red eyes. It's all of the flesh is decayed down one side of its face. It has long, sharp fangs, longer than even you would expect for a hyena. So you get to react because you cannot be surprised.
I'm going to scorch and ray the twat.
Okay.
Fuck, I hit once at least. Yeah, I am moving like fuck.
Right, you move away. It gets an opportunity attack against you. It bites you with these jaws.
Right.
It hits. And Ed takes that damage as well. Because he's within 60 feet. So it bites you there. You can move as you run up the wall.
Yep. That hurts.
You can run up the wall. How high are you running up the wall first? Because you're on the floor.
How high is the wall?
40 feet.
I'll run up above it so that I'm 25 feet above it.
Okay.
Don't think it can jump up 25 feet, can it?
Sure, we'll find out.
Fucking hope not. Oh, that hurts.
The Lantesh moves up. Is that your turn, Lantesh?
It certainly is.
Right, as a legendary action, it moves, it leaps forward at impossible speed, it blurs as it moves right next to Aisha, and then it goes next. First of all, it lets out a frightening cackle against your wall.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so glad it did that.
We have a failure. Wow. Okay.
Has that just cast a spell?
No, it's
Or
just
is it
let
an
out a
ability?
horrifying cackle.
Okay.
Salmon and Lantesh, you are frightened.
Oh!
I can't go closer to it, isn't
You
it?
cannot. No. And that is its turn. You were surprised of the Lantesh because she had the thing. So it's a new round. Ben first. It's
Yep.
going to rage
And beat it senseless.
and beat its fucking head in. He misses with the first attack. Hits with the second. Good job, Ben. It is your turn, Lantesh.
I'm going to swap from doing Scorching Ray because I'm just thinking we're just using up flipping valuable resources here. And I'm Firebolt. Oh, damn. Right, that's my goal.
Right, it uses a legendary action and it bites Yesha at the end of Lantesh's turn. Fuck indeed. It's the creature's turn. It turns into a cloud of mist. Like my little cloud of mist.
It's very good.
Cool.
And then
Very nice.
seeps into the cracks in the ice in the wall. And is gone.
Well, now we know where the laughing was coming from.
It
Anyone
disappears.
know what that was?
And it's gone.
I don't know, but it had fucking sharp teeth.
Mm.
So it's going to take a few seconds to... Wow, it's going to take you guys a little while to... Hurrah! Lantesh, you're no longer afraid.
Thank God.
And now Santesh is no longer afraid. So a few
Right,
minutes
that's-
later, you managed to recover.
Right.
You did not manage to get your short rest, however.
Can
Oh,
we
I'll give
try?
Villian the side eye and go, all right, never mention them.
can we not like restart our short rest or not? No?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, may as well do that. We're only 10 minutes in.
Aye, just wait for it to come back.
Form circle, everybody sitting back to back.
Can I expend a couple of hit die?
You can, if you get this completely short rest.
Yeah, at the
So
end of the
everybody
short
sits
All right, okay.
back to back. Once more, you hear that laughing, cackling cry.
Oh,
It sounds close by.
rest. How does this room work with spells?
You can reclaim a spell slot of up to 3rd level.
I'll reclaim a 3rd level spell slot. I'll burn a sorcery point to get a first one back as well.
You're only allowed 2 short rests, 1 long rest per day.
Yep, I'm good.
Indeed, you are.
I'll ask Villian if she knows what that thing was.
It was obviously some kind of vampire. I've never seen a vampire like that. Not a hyena that turned into mist.
oh, a vampire! It bit us. I'm not going
Did.
to turn into a vampire, am I?
You've got a large circular bite mark like a dog, but where the 2 canines are, Tracy, it actually punctured into your neck, and like blood is oozing out from the 2 puncture wounds. It stops bleeding after a little while, but like the 2 red trickles of blood run down your neck, and they've dried up. So
I'll hunt about in my herbalism kit and take out a clove of garlic and hang it round my neck.
that seems reasonable. Has everybody recovered their spell slots?
Actually, that's
Yeah.
You can choose 1 up to 3rd level. Tracy, you also have the Pearl of Power you can use once a day, remember?
Yep.
To recover a spell slot. And Tracy, I believe you've got Arcane Recovery.
Don't know that one.
Yeah, I've recovered 1 spell slot.
You hear several times over the short rest the barking, cry and laugh. Sometimes it's closer, sometimes it's further away.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll use the Pearl of Power.
Fillian says, well, you didn't tell us there would be vampires and we got dragged into this.
Nobody mentioned vampires to me.
Well, yeah, I'm
either.
not going to turn into a vampire, am I?
She examines the wound and says, well, usually, no, you would have to be drained completely of blood and then drink the blood of the vampire to be turned into a vampire. But on the bright side, I've never seen this kind of vampire before. So who knows?
That didn't help her. Oh, Villian, you really aren't good with people, are you?
No, I'm terrible with people. I mean, I'm quite intelligent, so I do recognise it as my main failing. So you're allowed to complete your rest without further disturbs.
Class. Right, let's go.
You could
save the
break out of
world
the back
if
wall,
This thing turns up.
or you could go back out of the hole you've already made and to the south.
Let's have a look at the back wall.
Right.
Here, vampy, 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 vampy. Here, vampy,
It's
vampy,
very
vampy.
easy with your strong foot to break through the back wall. And you can see as you're stepping out into the cave.
Yeah. Oh, wait, before we do, is there any furniture in here?
No, it doesn't say there's any furniture.
Anyone
It's
carrying
like a
javelins?
meditation room.
Anyone carrying javelins or anything like that?
I believe there are javelins knocking about.
I need to borrow one.
I give him one of my javelins.
I'll snap a javelin and turn it into a wooden stake.
You're not very good with this rapport thing, are you?
It's not for you. I've heard legends. If you do this, then you can eat it and stop black eyes.
Right, so you make a hole small enough to crawl through, and then Ed literally just walks through the wall, leaving a robot-sized hole in the back wall.
Subtly, so.
You see 3 passages leading off, one to the north, one to the northeast, one to the southeast.
Are you such a good ranger you can track mist?
I can try. I'll go and have a sniff about each of these passages. Does any of them smell different?
No, actually, there's not a pervasively long smell. They all smell quite fresh, as if the ice.
Your guess is as good as mine, Sanwin.
Well, someone pick one and we'll go that way.
North.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Ben heads north, I guess, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go second.
Followed by
I'll go
Corin,
third.
followed by Samwin, followed by Aisha, and then Lantesh and Ed at the back and Villian. You come into a room. A flat, slightly canted slab of stone rests in the centre of this 20-foot high cave. One side is rough, as if the slab had been torn from a larger structure. The slab is 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 4 feet high, and covered with frost.
That looks a bit altery.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it just? A bit sacrificey.
Kinky.
Let's examine it.
You're stepping into the room. You're startled. Strange, emaciated kobold thing is crouched behind the altar, goes and leaps onto the wall and crawls 15 feet up the wall.
I'll say in draconic, hello. We don't mean you any harm. We have food.
It should have arrows sticking in it.
It does not look like it's responsive to you.
Right.
Try
It's crouching
Elvin.
on the ceiling. It
I'll
has
go over there.
glowing red eyes and long canine fangs. Its eyes dart left and right, looking for a way out. Not seeing one, it leaps upon Corin, attempting to dig its
I'll shout it.
long canine fangs. And it goes first, nice. But leaps off the wall, Andy, onto you. Like a hammer house of horror villain at its very best. And
Jolly
attempts
good.
to bite you. Grabs hold of you. And it misses.
Right. Well, in that case, I'm going to pull me 2 short swords. I'll drop me bow, pull me 2 short swords. I shall attempt to shiv it with a short sword.
You hit with the first one. 2 quick cuts
There we go.
on the creature. You cut it open, but no blood comes out. It's just like you've cut into something like a haunch of ham.
Everything's fucking dead in here.
Sanwin.
Scorching ray at second.
Many scorching rays indeed. As the many rays burn its body, the last one goes into its mouth and into its skull, and its eyes glow flame before it collapses to the ground, smoking. Dead.
I look across at Simon and go, that's what I saw.
All right. Well, didn't look very well.
What state's it in after having been fried? Can I pull its long, pointy teeth out?
You can actually, if you want to do a roll, but it will take you some time to cut it out. Or you can just take the teeth. Do you want to try and harvest it properly?
No, I'll just take the teeth.
You just pull the pointy teeth out. They're extremely large, long canines. And they've got little channels that run down the inside.
Tell us if that laughing stops at any point.
Oh, well, it just happens at random points, and it seems to be closer and farther away.
Like we're being stalked. Search the room.
Okay. You see the slab of stone?
I'll search the solid stone.
It looks like it's rough as it's been torn from a structure. It has some words upon it if you examine it closely. Underneath the frost.
Yeah.
In a variant of Draconic, which you recognise now as the Netherese script, it says, "Take the free self-guided tour of Yithrin. Press the eye to cast the spell."
Where's the eye?
There is an eye-shaped rune on the top of it.
Press the eye.
Oh, God.
You press the eye. There are several magical sparks erupt from the thing. And then a small floating eyeball, maybe a foot in diameter, pops up into appearance. Your vision shifts and you feel slightly sick as you're now looking out of the eyeball.
I'll wave at the eyeball.
Wow, this is trippy. Can I move it?
Yeah, you concentrate on moving it, and the eyeball sort of slowly floats. As it does, little more magical sparks appear out of the block on the floor.
Ooh, what are they doing?
Sparking.
Probably going to explode.
Right, I'll move my eye around and start looking at corridors. It's supposed to be a tour of some sort, yeah? Does it just mean I can look around? Or is there going to be a guide?
If you ask Professor Scant...
Aurak, what's going down in Groovetown?
Yeah, this appears to be some kind of a self-guided tour, magical eye. However, it seems badly damaged. The Netherese used magic as much as a common man would use tools. It's probably something they invented just to make life easier. The eye heads down here slowly, and it judders and stops and then goes back a bit, as if things are not particularly working well. Which corridor do you wish to go down?
I'll go...
How did Earl die today? Well...
To my northeast, to my east. Sorry.
Right, so you head to the east. Oh, this is a great room, Earl.
Ooh.
Lying on its side, in the middle of this 20-foot high cave, is an enormous head made of iron. Its eyes aglow with a golden light.
Right, I'll go down the next corridor. I'll have a once around the statue's head.
Yeah.
And see if anything interesting, then I'll go down the other corridor.
Right, as you go into the other corridor, it sparks in the eye space.
Oh, I found a
and
head.
You appear back in the other room.
Is there any more exits from this room?
The machine sparks one final time, and then the magic fades from it.
I found a thing. It's this way. I'll take them down to the headroom.
Oh, you do.
Is it the Max headroom?
Oh, very good. I'll turn around to Professor Scant and say, so, giant statue, iron statue with glowing eyes.
Professor Scant goes, you all see this giant head, which is quite giant, and I have an image. Professor Scant goes, this appears to be this other head of an iron golem. Iron golems were often used throughout Yithrin as sentries.
And does it appear to be functioning? Do golems chat? Ooh. I will say hello in Draconic.
Do they cast magic?
Nothing happened.
Is there... Oh, there is an exit from this room. Oh, so pretty.
Are you addressing it in giant?
It doesn't seem to understand giant.
I'll try common, elven.
Right, you speak elven, and what do you say?
I'll say, hello, who are
Professor
you?
Scant says, it's likely to understand elven, or Laros if you can speak Netherese, as it's a Netherese sentry.
I'll try elven. And say, greetings, Guardian. Which way to the heart of the city?
The lights in its eyes blink 3 times. If it had eyelids, it would blink them, but instead it's like the lights go down, like an LED going down, and then come back up, and that happens 3 times.
Maybe ask it to blink one way for one or one way for the other.
Blink twice if you can use blinking to communicate.
It blinks twice.
That would make a great addition for our inn. Could get it in the bag of holding.
Oh, no.
No.
Why not?
It looks kind of bigger than 2 feet wide.
What am I going to ask it? Anyone got any ideas?
Got to be yes/no questions, though, hasn't it?
Ask if there's any sentient life still alive in the city and things like that. Get some information. Go on. I know you can do it, Sandwin.
Yeah. I need ideas for what to ask, not just vagaries.
Ask if there's anyone still alive.
Or is there any...
If you imagine that Loros is a derivative Netherese, Elvish is a derivative of Netherese Earl. So you sound like Brad Pitt when he's doing his pikey voice when you try to speak Lothos.
I did I? What did you like dogs? So it is. Oh, you brought him back in another world as well. What kind of man is he?
Does anybody else speak Elvish, or does it have to be Earl that talks? Seriously.
Please make someone else do it.
Meow, meow, meow. While your language is barely understandable, your pronunciation is absolutely atrocious. I just thought I'd better point that out to you.
No, I can speak Abyssal, Dwarvish, Gnomish, and Common.
Are there any of the Netherese still alive in the city?
It blinks 3 times.
That's an I don't know, I think. Is 3 blinks I don't know?
It blinks twice.
You've got this, don't you?
It blinks twice.
We haven't established if it's
Can
one.
we help you?
2 for no.
It blinks 3 times.
Where is your... Do you know where the rest of you is?
It blinks once.
Has anyone passed here but us recently?
It blinks twice.
Did they go down this corridor here? And I'll point at the corridor to your, east.
Well, it can't see the corridor because it's behind it, but when you point in that direction, it blinks twice.
Okay, thank you. Is it safe for us to go?
It blinks 3 times.
Okay, let's go.
I'll tell it we'll be back, and if we can find your body, I've got a brother who might be able to reassemble you.
It's quite a large head, and although physically you could move it, getting it through the icy tunnels might prove difficult.
But what I'm all about collecting things. I'm like a fucking magpie, man. That's what gnomes are like.
Could you get it on a Tensor's floating disc?
That's not a bad idea, that. We could float the head with her.
You could leave the head outside the pub, floating.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Blink, blink, blink. Are you open? Blink, blink.
Do you serve gnomes here? Blink.
Right, let's go down that east corridor.
Well, you head down the east corridor and you move on to a different map. So we will leave it there for tonight.
Awesome. We have seen things and
At
done
least we
stuff.
found where we're supposed to be going.